Foo Fighters.
That's correct. Thank you for that. It's KROQ with your Klein Alley Show. In just a moment, later this morning, get you into Disneyland with 4 tickets. Sebastian Maniscalco telling jokes at the yet-to-be-open Intuit Dome. We'll get you into that show as well. And currently, you are on Klein Alley Show with your news.
Grab your Riderall. It's time for ADD News. Just news it.
Klein, would you agree it doesn't get more L.A. than Flea?
Flea, yeah, if you had to pick, like, I guess, a Mount Rushmore or a mascot of all of Los Angeles, I think Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers would be a great one. And Flea as an insect would also be a great...
Fleas for real, and fleas that are actually insects.
Very much L.A.
According to the band member Flea, it doesn't get more L.A. than Denny's. He even went so far as to profess his love for Denny's at the end of John Mulaney's Netflix show, and now Denny's has already responded. Here's what Flea said.
I'll tell you what L.A. is. L.A. is Denny's mother. Denny's is a magical place. It is a sanctuary in this town. It is a microcosm of L.A. It transcends all cultural and ethnic and economic boundaries. It's a beautiful place. You can find everybody in Denny's. I was just there. There are all these beautiful Latino kids just coming from their prom, coming from a quinceañera. It's a great place. Well, you could go there at midnight. People bring their babies there at midnight. And you might say, you might just go, well, they better take that baby home. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know where that baby's at. They might be locked out of their apartment. I know I'm locked out of mine.
So he just goes off, and then
Flea
eventually...
loves Denny's. Omar used to work at Denny's, former employee of the month at Denny's.
Yeah.
Omar Khan.
So Denny's responded saying, you're never truly lost when you're at Denny's, Flea. Like, you know, we love you too. But Omar, do you have the same feeling as Flea, as somebody who actually worked at a Denny's?
I mean, I have different feelings because I work there for sure. It's not the cleanest place, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but that's so LA.
Yeah, it is LA. And the food is always meh. You know, their pancakes are meh. Everything there is meh.
But if you need to go over my hammy, dude. The moon's over my hammy's fire every time. Never had.
Oh my God, it's so greasy.
I've never had a bad moon's over my hammy in my life. Never. I've never been sober, but I've never had a bad one.
Exactly. Yeah, if you're looking for a spot like at 3 a.m. where you're super wasted and you're have nowhere else to go to Denny's.
But I don't necessarily think of Denny's as L.A. just because it's a national. It's all over the place. So I don't really think of that as being like in L.A.
Yeah,
Did it start in L.A.? Did Denny's start here?
I don't know if it started here, but I know that when I moved to L.A., I was fascinated by how much people really loved chains.
Yeah.
And even though there are a lot of really unique places to eat in LA, there's a lot of love for chain restaurants, specifically fast food chains. But I think there is a universal love for places like Denny's here.
1953, Lakewood, California.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
But like in the Bay Area, if we'd said, let's all go to Denny's, everyone would look at me like I was an effing idiot.
Yeah.
There is some kind of culture here that really does appreciate those types of places.
I also think because the bars close so early here compared to other cities, that's
the next logical place to go.
I don't think a lot of people are ready to call it a night at 2 a.m. So as a result, like Denny's is
There's more of a reason to go to Denny's here.
But the point that Flea makes, which I do like, and I think Omar would agree, because he said sometimes he would wait on someone that was just a bum that walked in, and then sometimes it would be Angeline, the Corvette Queen,
or Kiefer Sutherland. He's probably the most famous person I served.
Yeah, that's the part that I like.
He was always wasted.
You could have a celebrity there,
he was always
or
wasted.
a no name. It was great. It's a melting pot. So thank you, Flea.
Yesterday, Klein, you told us about a new vacation trend where people were going on a bunch of little vacations as opposed to one big one. Mm-hmm. And this summer, there's another trend that travel experts say is making an appearance this year. It is the bleisure trip, or bleisure trip, however you want to pronounce it. More people are taking...
horrible. Pleasure?
Bleisure?
It's like a skin condition.
More people are taking their business trips as an opportunity to plan a leisure trip. So it's a mix of business and leisure, or leisure.
I have a buddy that's actually gotten pretty smart because his job, he's allowed to kind of take, if he thinks there's a reason to go somewhere, quote, for his business, he can get approval and the company will fly him out. So he just finds...
And if you get the flight taken care of, it's like, dude, why not stay an extra couple days?
He finds things he wants to do. Like first, he thinks pleasure first. Like, I really want to go play golf here, or I really want to go see this band that's on tour here. And then he'll find some
business reason,
right? What? And he'll say to them, he kind of reverse engineers it, where he's like, "Hey, there's a sales lead, but I'm going to have to be in
Oh, well, it's easy with sales because they're like, sales. You can just say sales.
But, Allie, the point is he's got no reason to. He's only going there pleasure, and the business part, he just throws it in as like an afterthought. But the way he pitches it to like his company that, quote, approves it.
Yeah, but then when eventually are they going to be like, you haven't made one sale?
Eventually. But how could he? He's busy playing golf and going to shows.
Another one they say is going to be big this year is the Buddy Moon, where people are going with one friend and they basically treat it like a honeymoon where they're treating themselves and everything, but you're not in a romantic relationship. You're just friends. The Buddy Moon. That
sounds super queer. Let's be
can't
honest.
wait.
Yeah, I'm not. If anyone
You don't
called
want to
me-
go on a Buddy Moon with your friend?
If they called it that, I would be out so quick. Like, if they're like, hey, you want to go to Vegas? I'm like, all right, sure, great. They're like, it's a buddy moon. I'd be like, nah, I'm busy.
It's a butt buddy moon.
Now, if it was a buddy moons over Miami, I'd be back in because I do love that. And by the way, text line backing me up saying moons over Miami is the only go-to order there. It's the only reason people go.
And have they ever had it sober? I'd love to know.
I don't think anyone's ever had it sober. 626 wanted to point out that I once saw an MC hammer at Denny's. It was the highlight of their life. So there you go.
That's beautiful. All right, here's the next thing that Ozempic is ruining, and it's your boobies. Ozempic breasts are the next thing that people are noticing as they continue to pump themselves full of diabetes medication to get skinny. The rapid fat loss is making your boobies flat and sad, causing the skin envelopes to empty, causing the breasts to look deflated and the nipples to face downward. So if you're paying attention, here's a clear picture of somebody on Ozempic. Somebody's skinny, but they have sunken in cheeks. They have a flat, saggy ass. Their rings have all fallen off because they have Ozempic finger, and they're impossible to take to a party because they get full after 2 wontons, and they're probably depressed because the medication makes them apathetic and sad. But skinny?
Worth it. Worth it. Huh?
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 FM. KROQ.
KROQ. Klein Alley Show. Let's get to your news, and we kick off a brand new hour. The first thing we do after your news, though, is give you tickets to see Sebastian Maniscalco Intuit Dome in August. Get you into that new venue. It's going to have that nice new smell. You could be the first ass in those seats. We'll make it happen for you just after this.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I'm in the middle of an intermittent fast, so if I pass out...
Why work hard and earn money the real way when you can buy meme stocks and become a millionaire overnight? I have tried this and failed every single time, but as soon as the general public learns about these meme stocks, usually they're already in the process of crashing. If you had held on to your GameStop or your AMC stock from the last craze.
Roaring Kitty's back, baby!
Yeah, Roaring Kitty is back, and you're in a very happy place right now because shares of both of those are up 70 to 90%. And if you don't know who Roaring Kitty is, he's the guy who inspired the whole meme stock craze of 2021. Now he has resurfaced online, and everyone freaked out because he posted a picture of a guy leaning forward in a chair, and they were like, it means something! And then everyone started buying up stock like crazy. So now... I don't know how much more it's going to climb before it crashes, but I assure you this time I'm not falling for it.
That's good. Stay far away, Allie, because the second Allie, you can tell when it crashed because it means Allie decided to get involved 5 seconds before.
No,
and then it
yesterday after the show, I was like, I should get involved in meme stocks again. And everyone was like,
So-
stop.
Yeah,
What
stop.
is Roaring Kitty stock? What is that?
Okay, Roaring Kitty's this dude that was...
He's like a stock guy.
Yeah, there's
he
a cool-
posts like tips and...
But what is he? So him posting that picture of somebody leaning on a chair, people are buying what? Lazy Boy stock now?
No, they think it's a hint that the market is going to blow up again.
There's a great there's a great movie on Netflix about the whole thing that happened. I forget what it was called, but I think Seth Rogen's in it, and it's basically
Okay,
all.
is that the,
I don't know the name of it, but it's all about basically this exactly what happened. This guy Roaring Kitty was doing little videos in his basement, and it was broke, and then ended up making obviously gazillion dollars, and everyone else got super rich. And
Dumb Money.
Dumb Money, yeah, that's right, Dumb Money. Great movie, loved it. Maybe my top pick of movies for if this doesn't win the Academy Award.
But this
it's
was
rigged.
an anomaly, right? This is not like lightning is not going to strike twice here.
Yeah, that's where you're
Well,
wrong.
that's what people are saying, though, is that you have to know the right time to strike, and if you do, you will get a lot of money. Like if you if you bought it a few days ago and are selling it now, you made a ton of money.
AMC's
You just
up.
need to know
Listen to
exactly
this.
when to buy it.
AMC's up just today. $4 more today. So
what is it at total?
Percentage-wise, almost a $10, $9.25 a
Yeah,
share.
and it was like
$2
$2.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
once
if you
again-
had a ton of money in there,
Yeah, I mean,
you
it's
could
like-
make millions.
When Allie gets all excited and goes, I bought 3 shares, it doesn't mean much because it means she made $12. It doesn't mean anything. But if you're one of these people that's able to, like, toss 100,000 into it, then all of a sudden, boom, like you just made yourself
Yeah, but you need to
good
be
money.
rich already to be, okay, I'm going to put $100,000 in
course.
AMC right now and just
Yes.
hope that this guy leaning forward in a chair means something.
The rich get richer, and then when they don't and something stupid happens, you go like, well, I guess I'm an idiot for investing in a meme, but whatever. So hold on to your Dogecoin, pray for the best.
Klein has always been a fan of dumb money,
I
even
love
before
dumb-
the movie.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. Dumb money is the best money. Dumb money, baby.
All right, for a long time, Ellen DeGeneres was lovable. She could do no wrong, and she went from being a crying, broke comedian eating canned food in her apartment to having a successful career, multiple successful shows, only to be canceled and torn down for treating her staff like crap. Now, she intends to make a comeback. She has announced her last stand-up special is coming out later this year, and yes, it is on Netflix because they own all comedy now. And she did say in her press release, quote, to answer the questions everyone is asking me, yes, I'm going to talk about it. Yes, this is my last special, and yes, Portia really is that pretty in real life.
Wow.
So I'm very interested in what she's going to say. I mean, because the stuff that she said initially after it had happened wasn't really... She was trying to make jokes through it, and everyone was like, no, don't be funny. Just be sad. And then she did this whole, like, I'm working on myself, and I'm not perfect, and I'm impatient, and da-da-da-da, and I'm a work in progress kind of thing, which also kind of fell on deaf ears, and also the way that she was during COVID. Because remember, she posted those videos of her and her giant ass house, and she was like, "It feels like a prison."
Oh, right. And then she showed her
everyone was
private
like,
river.
Shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's the thing, the added touch. And it's always the public people that come across the nicest publicly. Ellen, let's dance with these strangers, and Corgan, and they behind the scenes you find
You
out
see,
they're
all
dicks.
those people, those 2 people that you just mentioned, I never found them necessarily funny, but I think they exude likability.
Oh, see, I always thought Ellen was super funny.
You did, really?
Yeah,
I
Ellen, you had-
loved
early
her.
days.
I used
I
to
didn't
have her
find it.
stand-up specials memorized. I loved them so much, and I used to watch the Ellen Show all the time for obvious reasons.
She was terrible on the Ellen Show. Oh, my God.
Is that what turns you gay, Allie, you think, or no?
No, I was not gay at that point, but I was like, here's some lady with short hair who says she likes women. How crazy is that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And she tells jokes. All right, it's always interesting to see what new tactics businesses are using to deter homeless people from setting up shop outside of their businesses. And you've seen places go into classical music blaring outside. Now on Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard, you might see the giant cactuses that have been planted to avoid people from setting up tents. And it's like these big, giant planter boxes, but they're not just going with planter box. They're like, let's put something that nobody wants to lean up against or
Right.
sit near or anything like that. Let's put a bunch of cactuses lining the streets to see if that helps.
Yeah,
Which
but-
is probably better than all the current plans
well,
that
listen,
are being
they've tried a
enforced by
million
the government.
things to try to keep these encampments from setting up, and I don't think a couple of cactuses are going to stop them because
Oh,
the
I think this will help.
No, I think they'll just knock them over and keep going. You
Really?
can move a
But
cactus pretty
they're
easily.
pretty big.
No, dude, those things are huge.
Yeah,
Have you
these are-
seen those containers?
I will bet. Well,
They're like 6 feet tall.
I'll bet
There's
you.
no way you're moving that. Those things are heavy. Once you fill
Especially
them
when
with
you're
dirt
on
or
crack. Well,
whatever.
if you're on crack, maybe you can.
There will, Omar, there will be an entire tent city set up there by noon today. I mean,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Klein, Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
How would you like to go to Disneyland? We got 4 tickets for you coming up in about 5 minutes. All you got to do is be caller 20 when we tell you to call. That'll be happening just after 9 o'clock this morning right here at KROQ. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I'm what they call a problem drinker.
You freaking made it.
That's right, Vanessa. That's right.
All right, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins has many unique interests. We know he has a vegan tea shop in Chicago. He's also a huge wrestling fan. He owns the NWA. And now he's got his own TV show, a reality show that's coming out on the CW called Adventures in Carneyland. And it will focus on his life in the Smashing Pumpkins, as well as his life as a wrestling promoter. And it'll even have a bit of his personal life in there as well, getting married and the family drama, etc. The trailer just dropped, and here's a little piece of it.
Every day I question my sanity because I have a really good day job.
Billy's selling out stadiums all across the world.
I look forward to getting married, but I look forward to stop talking about getting married.
Why are we not agreeable on a honeymoon?
NWA wrestling fans, let's start this thing off right.
So that is Adventures in Carneyland starting on the CW soon.
I hope he puts in that new guitarist they just hired in the show because she was great. I don't know why they didn't make a show about that. I would have loved that. They were on the hunt for a new guitarist.
I bet that whole thing, because Billy Corgan's already married. You know, he had his ceremony and everything, and now we're learning that the whole thing
in the
was
show?
Yeah, I think it's in the show. I think the whole process of finding the guitar player and everything, that's part of this show.
My favorite Billy Corgan memory, and there have been quite a few, was when we were interviewing him at Beach Life Fest, and he brought his son, and his son just fell asleep on his lap as we were in the middle of interviewing him.
Yeah, we filmed that, but he has not asked for the footage for his show.
No, we did not make the show, but it did make us feel great about the quality of content that we're delivering, that we got to watch someone fall asleep in the middle of...
Yeah, but you also think of a kid having to go with his dad to all these boring radio interviews, and I bet even the concerts, he's like, when can I go home?
Try to find that meme. It's so funny. People are the greatest captions. And repost that, Johnny, if you do.
I think it was also because the kid's shoe fell off.
Yeah, it was great.
He looked like...
That was great. Highlight.
Looked like a mess. All right. A portal to another world is a super cool idea. It's been portrayed in countless TV shows and movies, and it seems like a real one has opened up.
That show that Jake's into now? That's what that's all about.
I actually started watching that last night.
You're into it? Oh, man, you got jaked. You got jaked, Allie. You got jaked.
Yeah, show bros.
No, because I talked to somebody else who had read the book and said it was a really good book and to check it out. So I'm like halfway through the first episode.
But it's all about them portals.
Yeah, so there was a portal that was set up in New York City, connecting New York City with Dublin. So it's obviously not a real portal. You can't walk through it. But the idea is that you can see people in New York when you're sitting there in Dublin. They're both on the street. It looks like a big round portal, and you can see the streets of another city that you're not currently in, which is a really cool experience, I would imagine. But, of course, with every good thing comes idiots who want to take advantage of the opportunity and, decide to moon
Don't
the
call
people
these
of
idiots.
Dublin.
Yeah, they're actually using the
They're not
porthole.
idiots.
That's the best use of a good porthole.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to see a butthole in another country.
Yeah, if you can't actually get into it, might as well
That's
flash.
a Dublin butthole.
Might
That's
as-
totally different.
Flash another land.
So, yeah, they've had to close it down temporarily after people began flashing each other, grinding on the portal.
Oh, that's
Somebody
the
even
best.
shared pictures of the Twin Tower attacks
I
to
don't
each
know about
other.
that.
There was a lot of weird stuff going on. So
thought it was just a lot of people flashing each other on, like, it was kind of a
there
beautiful.
were people mooning each other and flashing each other, yeah. But then there was some woman who was drunk in Dublin who was like basically
Who's not drunk in Dublin?
doing like an OnlyFans type performance through the
Oh,
portal,
hell yeah.
and it was making families in New York City uncomfortable. So then they had to drag her away.
Kids,
in
come here.
Dublin.
You want to see this portal? Oh, my God.
Look, it's Dublin. Oh, Lord.
Listen, it's right in the title. It's called a porthole. I mean, it's the second word. What do you expect people are going to do with each other?
Well, and the people who made it are kind of defending it and saying, look, for the most part, the response and the way people were interacting with it was very positive. It was just a handful of weird flashers.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you're going to get. I mean, you get that on the subway.
No matter what you
They
do.
don't shut down the subway.
Right. It's like anytime they do those contests for public can name a boat, you always get the idiots that the cream of the crop. They rise to the top, baby.
They're always going to be there. Opening somebody's mail is a federal offense, but it doesn't stop people from doing it, especially when it comes to taking people's checks or cash out of their Mother's Day cards, etc. But right now, and you would never expect this, a postal worker is being arrested because they were the ones opening people's mails, stealing cash and lottery tickets and etc. So in the area that this woman's route was, a bunch of residents were saying that they were experiencing their mail being tampered with. So the USPS got some cameras in the mail trucks, and they have all these videos of her opening up people's, like before she puts it in there, she's like opening people's mail, taking out the cash and all this stuff, and now she's been arrested. But you would never expect that they were the ones doing it.
But why not, though? They know where all the good stuff is.
I know, and they could probably spot one with cash in it from a mile away.
I know you're thinking, man, those two look funny.
And we agree, and so do our parents.
So we need to get some plastic surgery, and the only way we can afford that is if you listen to our full radio show every day live on KROQ or download the podcast.
Yeah, which is all free, so I don't really know how we're making money on that, because we get paid terribly.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation, which is why she's got on no makeup, and I'm wearing a shirt that I found in Lost and Found.
I am wearing makeup.
You are?
Yes.